with Kyle Evans. Grow with Kyle Evans.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, Thundercats. Here we are. First week of the year, at least for me, back in the saddle. I was challenged by my personal coach to take 2 weeks off, right? 2 weeks off of work. And with much chagrin, I did. And I'm happy to be back here knocking the rust off today with you and everyone out there. Guys, let's get after it today, man. This is the first real week of the year out of the purgatory of the holidays where people don't know what they should be doing after Christmas time. Like, hey, should I start drinking at 10 a.m.? Like, you just don't even know. But today, school's back in. Blessings up for that. The kids are learning, so we're back to work. We're back to doing the things. And one of the topics that is everywhere at this time of the year, at this point in the season, is goals, resolutions, the things that we're going to do this year, reflecting on the past year, and what are we going to change? What are we going to add? What are we going to stop doing? What is our 90-day sprint, 75 hard, all of those things. And I love it. And I think that's great. And I think a person who knows not which port they sail for, no wind is favorable. But I want to slow down a little further than that. Some of you might be expecting that this week. Today, we talk about motivation. We talk about the resolutions. I don't want to do that. I want to talk about why most years don't fail because people don't want change, right? Like, most years fail. Everybody wants change, but they don't ever realize it. A lot of times they fail because people don't actually decide. They don't make the decision. To decide, to take it back to its etymology, is to cut off every other option, right? To cut off, to end every other path, every other route, close every door except the one you choose. Today, instead of resolutions, I want to talk about drawing a line. Today, we draw a line in the sand. Every single January, people fall for the same illusion. New year, new me. The gym is going to be full of new year, new me's. And wow, I think that's awesome. I want to be honest. January doesn't necessarily change anything if you don't decide. If it did, everybody would be transformed. Everybody would have gone from a caterpillar to a butterfly every single year. The flipping of the calendar, the turning of the page, 2025 to 2026, that's neutral. That's the illusion that we fall for. It's neutral. It doesn't carry any power. It doesn't even deliver momentum. The one thing that actually creates the change that we desire, especially in our heart of hearts, the places that we don't talk about, is creating a standard. And we talk about that on this show a lot. We talk about it in the teams and my coaching. Because here's the hard truth. Most people don't have standards. They have preferences. Preferences negotiate. Standards don't. We have preferences. We have suggestions. Suggestions say, I'd like this to be better. Standards say, this behavior stops here. Now, I want you to know, I'm not sitting on some ivory tower of perfection looking down upon you, talking about standards and suggestions, acting like my life is perfect. No, indeed, I'm talking with you. I'm very transparent on this show, on this journey. I'm arm in arm with you. These are the things that I'm battling with. These are the things that I am struggling with, wrestling with every day, and we get to share in that. One of the things that I have found that has transformed my life thus far and gotten me to where I want to be is getting real about the illusion of suggestions versus standards. If we don't draw the line in the sand, life will keep handing us the same version over and over and over again. We will keep living the same 12 months over and over and over again, wondering why nothing is changing. I've done this, I've been this, and I still am this in some areas of my life. It's uncomfortable. But we've got to slow down and talk about this because it's necessary. I got a tough truth for you today. Thought it was going to be sunshine and rainbows. Nah, we're starting off good. Guys, if you tolerate it, you're choosing it. If you tolerate it, we are choosing it. That stress that we complain about, but we never actually confront, the habits that we keep carrying that we say we're going to break, but somewhere along the way, we just keep feeding them. How about the boundaries that we won't enforce because we don't want the friction? Maybe for some of us, it's the exhaustion that we normalize because, hey, it's just the season. That's not circumstance. That's allowance. Then I get it. Nobody, including myself, likes hearing that. But it's freeing when we do. Here's the freeing part about it. If the tolerance of it is a choice, then change is a choice too. The danger is years repeat themselves quietly when nothing is changed. Same problems, same conversations, same routines, same frustrations. We keep writing the same check, expensive check, with just a different date. To my young people out there who don't understand that reference, a check is a piece of paper that we used to pay things with. Guys, if we don't change anything, we're paying the same bill. It's just got a different date on it. Why do we do this? It's because when we draw a line in the sand, it creates tension. Because once we draw the line, once we say I have a standard, we have to live by it. And a lot of times that feels restricting. It can feel like a prison. It can feel like not having freedom. I don't have choices. I don't have options when I say that this is the way, this is the standard. Once you draw it, you have to live by it. You have to disappoint some people. You got to disappoint your old version of you. You got to stop explaining and start enforcing. And enforcement feels uncomfortable, including to yourself from yourself. But the avoidance of discomfort doesn't create peace. It creates drift. One of my mentors, Cody Gibson, says, bad news doesn't age well. Avoiding the tough conversation, even with yourself, doesn't age well. It just compounds interest. It creates drift. Drift is how people wake up 10 years later and wonder where the time went and wonder why they're still dealing with the same situations, the same relationships, the same body, the same bank account, the same business that they swore over and over and over again that they would change. Today's not about resolutions. Today's not about a program or a diet or a 90-day sprint or a book you need to read. Today's about the standard that you will live by. The question I've been asking my coaching clients in my companies is, what rules will you live by? I don't want your resolution. I want your rules. I want the standard. Because if we don't have one, there is a real cost. Let's talk about the cost of not deciding for a moment. Every tolerated behavior, every single one, has a tax. When you tolerate poor health, it costs energy. When you tolerate weak boundaries, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, when you tolerate weak boundaries, the tax is resentment. When you tolerate misalignment in your business and your personal life, the tax, the cost is joy. When you tolerate fear, look me in my eyeballs here. When you tolerate fear, it costs your growth. It costs the life that you could be living. Guys, you're paying either way. Like, let's get very clear on this. You are paying either way. The only question is, are we going to pay up front with decision and discipline, or are we going to pay later with regret? I love you. I mean it. And this is why I care enough to not have a frilly episode to start the year off, but just to be real and open and honest. Indecision is expensive and it compounds quietly. I'm talking with you, not at you this morning. There are things that I must decide on as well. This is the work today. I don't need your goals. I don't need your vision boards. I don't need your 13-week, 12-week year, the 90-day sprint. I just need a line drawn in the sand, an honest, a clear, a definitive sentence. That's all. Nothing against a vision board, nothing against a plan, nothing against a goal. All of those are great tools, but they come secondary to the decision. And I think this is what we miss. People ask, how do you do it? What do you do? Like, what's the secret? And no one ever wants to hear the answer because it's not sexy. It's just real. The answer is you just got to decide. You just got to say no. I'm done with this. I'm done living this way. You just got to have one sentence that defines you. And then the next day you say that sentence again. And then you do it again and again. And then this time, 12 months from now, you wake up and you realize that the secret was simple all along. The secret was simple all along, and it was inside of one sentence. Here's your framework for the secret sentence. In 2026, this year, I no longer tolerate blank. This year, in 2026, I no longer tolerate blank. Not what you wish you would change. Not what other people should fix. Not what other people think you should fix. Not what circumstances should improve. when you should do this and you should do that, you live a pretty shitty life. What are you done allowing? What are you done allowing? I want you to name it, I want you to claim it, and I want you to tame it. Because once you name it, you can't pretend anymore that you didn't see it. Once you name it, once you author it, you can't hide behind pretending anymore. And that's scary, bro. Like, I get it. Like, I'm with you here. I understand that. To face the demons, to face the decision, to face your inadequacies, to face the things that you are tolerating and allowing to control and shape your life, it's a big deal and it takes real courage. But that's where the power comes back. That's where you take back control of the rudder, of the steering of your life. G.R.O.W says discipline equals freedom. Your standard equals freedom. And it's counterintuitive because when we decide and we say something and we say this is the line, it feels constrictive. But that discipline gives us leverage and freedom and energy and vibrance in the life that we actually desire. I want you to understand about this message today is standards actually simplify your life. That's the upside. That's the counterintuitive part of it. We think it's constrictive, but it actually simplifies your life. Standards make life simpler. But I want to be very clear with you. I said simpler. I didn't say easier. I said simpler, not easier. That's the tax. When the line is clear, decisions take less energy. When the line is clear, boundaries require fewer words. Gary Keller says this: no is a complete sentence. Guys, when the line is clear, self-trust, self-confidence increases. Momentum starts to build. You stop negotiating with yourself all day. And that's exhausting because we are really good negotiators. You stop asking yourself, should I? You start asking yourself, does this align with my line in the sand? That's leadership. It starts first with yourself, then with others. This is what most people miss. If you can't lead yourself, you can't lead other people. There's a quiet strength of decisive people. The strongest people that I know, they're not necessarily loud. They don't have to post every single great decision that they make. They're calm, they're clear, they're consistent. They know very simply what they will not negotiate with. And because of that, their lives move forward quietly while others stay busy spinning. This week, should you choose it, is about becoming that kind of person with confidence, with clarity. Not should I. The question is, does this align with the version of myself that I have decided to be? One of the biggest secrets I want people to uncover is you're an adult. You're an adult. There are no rules. Like, there are no rules. You don't have to live a certain way. You don't have to do something. You don't have to be the person you grew up as. You don't have to be the zip code you came from. You don't have to be the familial status you grew up in. There are no rules. You get to choose how to live. When you understand that, the freedom is shocking. The other secret that we all still struggle with is that no one cares. Dog, bro, my guy, people of the internet, no one actually cares. We spend so much time making decisions, operating a life based on what the Joneses think. But people aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about their own self. I don't say that to be mean or crass. I just want you to know that they're dealing with their own life. They're dealing with their own struggles. They're dealing with their own inadequacies, their own challenges, their own things. No one's thinking about you. Go decide the life that you want to live because you want to live it. Don't rush today. Let it be uncomfortable. Let it be honest. Draw the line in the sand because you deserve it. Draw the line in the sand because you choose it. And let everything else adjust. I'm not chasing motivation this year, and I want you to come along with me. I'm not chasing motivation. I'm not chasing resolutions. I'm not chasing a version of myself that looks good on social media. I am building alignment with who I know I am. I trust that that resonates with you and that you want to do the same. This year, we're walking in alignment of who we know deep down we are. This is how I choose to begin my year. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, Happy New Year. Onward.
Grow with Kyle Evans.